Well, hello there, Leo. Welcome to Private Readings. I'm Lady J, and I'm here to talk to you about April. April is going to have 5 weeks and 3 rows as per usual. We'll do the overview, and then we'll go in deep on the very first week, which will be, of course, March 30th through the 5th. I am home. Isn't that wonderful? I am finally home, and I am feeling my oats, feeling very comfortable in my space, and it's very nice to be here. Sleeping in your own bed is magnificent, all right? So just a little side note. Thank you again for coming back. I appreciate the one and the all of you. You all matter so much to me. Let's go ahead and create some good energy within this space as we get ready to get going here. And I'm going to go ahead and light a candle, all right? We're actually reusing a candle from last month, and it's pretty good. It's the tobacco patchouli candle. Nice. There we go. Haha. And it's very nice. I like it very much. It smells good. And ta-da. So let's go ahead and talk about messages from my better angels. I have 2 of them for you. One of them is talking about how we are going to be decluttering. We're going to be releasing stuff because this next month in April for all 12 signs is all about more about people than it is about stuff. So very cool. We're going to put our focus there. We might release a bunch of stuff and have more room for people to come over and hang out, which is super cool. We like that. And it's just going to lighten the load and make it very nice for us to connect, right? And on the topic of connection, the next message I have is that we're going to want to reach across the wall or the fence and connect with our neighbors. So we want to do something with our neighbors or for our neighbors. Really minor stuff. We're not talking about a big deal. We're not breaking bread. We're not having a big deal with that. But we're doing something where we do connect a little bit, all right? It's intended to help create community with our neighbors. It might be as simple as bringing in their trash can when they're not home and the truck's already gone by. It's quite simply that small. It doesn't have to be a big favor, picking up their newspapers if they're all over the yard or whatever, or making sure it goes from the back of the yard to their doorstep each morning if you find yourself in a position to do that sort of thing. Something small. It doesn't have to be a big deal, but it could be a very nice gesture that helps create community in a very small way, all right? And that's going to be important this month of April. I'm not sure why, but it really is, and it's a lovely gesture, and I think it will be lovely, all right? Excellent. So let us go ahead and talk about my brand new deck that I found that is it's a pirate tarot deck. it's a little fun and a little wonderful, and I think you're going to see a lot more of it next month, but I wanted to give you a taste of this deck this month by you doing a mystery card. So we're going to have a mystery card that we save over in front of, we're going to save it, and it's going to actually be something that will be our final card for the reading, all right? So let's go ahead and pull our mystery card for this particular week. Yes, we have a lot of decks going this week. So let's see. All of them are pre-programmed for you, but we want to pull one for you, Leo. Oh, there it is. We're going to save this one right here. It's going to stay right here, minding its own little beeswax, and we'll get back to it at the end of the reading, all right? It's going to really help clear things up and make a nice final statement, all right? So next thing we're going to do is get your guiding card for the month, right? We have a guiding card. Let's pull a guiding card for you, Leo. This is that deck that we use. It's wonderful little witches, right? That's the card right there. All right, so now I'll put this deck off to one side. What is our guiding card? Harmony. Ta-da! Fabulous. We are working towards creating harmony in all things. So yeah, Leo, your goal this month is going to be creating harmony for yourself as well as others. This could be as simple as doing that reaching across the fence to help your fellow man, or it could be, you know, any number of other things where we're working towards keeping peace in our lives. All right? I think you know how that will work for you personally, and I encourage you to get on it, okay? So, yes, It'll be small things, it won't be big things, but it will be beautiful, all right? Very nice. We're going to set this card aside over here, and let's go ahead and get into these cards here. We're going to go ahead and lay out the full reading for the overview for this month. Indeed, we have, we'll do five columns and 3 rows, of course. The 5 columns represent the 5 weeks of April. April is a long one. And then we'll have the 3 rows representing where we are, what's blocking us, and what our solution is. We'll go ahead and go through this, and then we'll go in deep on the very first week. Very cool. I want you to know what's coming up for the week ahead and be better prepared. That is what we're doing here, all right? Okay, so we'll set those aside. And let's talk now about what is going on here. All right, so March 30th through the 5th, right? Let's talk about it. We have the King of Cups showing us that there is an emotionally based male energy person playing a part for you in this week. So he brings, he seems pretty confident and comfortable in himself and with his feelings. He is not he's not going to be a whiner, and he's not going to be somebody who is bringing high drama. So this is a person who's pretty comfortable in their skin, pretty comfortable expressing feelings when they have them, but I don't see him causing any major trouble right now. So that's good news. Like that, whoever he is, he's playing a part for you in this week. The 3 of Swords shows up in the block department, showing that you are going to be blocked, even though you're going to get empowering information, right? And you're going to want to keep it to yourself, and that's going to be a smart move with that. And in some way, that in and of itself is going to block you. So keeping the secret may end up being a blockage for you, which is super interesting to sort of see how that plays. We will get more information about this in a few minutes, which will help a lot. But of course, the final card is talking about the 3 of Pentacles. Your solution is that there's somebody speaking about you for a higher position or more money, and you're not aware of it yet, right? But they're out there talking about you, going, hey, we'd like to give that guy some more money. But maybe not showing that you can be in control, or you can be a person who, well, no, I feel like the 2 of these cards working together, you're blocked from sharing about it, but at the same time, it blocks you to not share about it. It's weird, isn't it? It's a very strange situation. But you have this, these people are definitely talking about you for another opportunity. So that's great news. I like that you have this opportunity coming your way. They're thinking about you. They want to give you more money. They want to help you figure out new ways to make more money, or help them make more money. So this is a promotion of some sort. Somebody's talking about you for a promotion. They've already talked to you about more power, but I feel like you're not in a position to act like you know. So it's a secret, all right? So we'll get into this more depth at the end of the reading. We're going to move on now to the 6th through the 12th of April. Your good judgment is on point. This is wonderful. You can see things coming. You see what's going on. You know how to act, how to behave, and you're handling things very well. So whatever you're seeing in front of you, you are genuinely able to handle each and every problem as it comes. You're juggling whatever you need to juggle, and it's coming out really well, all right? So good for you. Your judgment is on point. If you're dealing with so-and-so and you think he's a big dumb liar, he probably is. So be careful, all right? Trust your gut, or trust your judgment at this time, okay? And we have the 8 of Wands, and it's in the block department, which tells me things are not speeding up for you. Things are not going to go quickly. Things are going to slow down and get kind of drudgery and annoyed. So try to be patient, all right? That's where your answer is to be patient this particular week. Use your good judgment, be patient, and know that the King of Wands is here. This is another fella who is going to be very down to earth and easygoing, chillax, brother from another mother. Very much so a person who you get along with at some new level, or at some different level than you do most people. They get you, you get them, everything is cool, you're like finishing each other's sentences. This is somebody who's very much so on point with who you are, and it's a nice symbiotic relationship here. Whoever they are, they're definitely going to have an impact on what's going on. If your judgment tells you that they're not trustworthy, listen. I'm not sure why I'm being told that, but it seems to me that their judgment came up to begin with to say, hey, use your better judgment, even though this person is putting on, appears to be exactly what we discussed, a brother from another mother kind of vibes. There could be something else that's a little unclear there. And if you get any unclear vibes off of them, or you're feeling that hey, we're great to have a beer and hang out, but I'm not gonna do business with you, then don't do business with them. Family is family. You can keep family and business separate, and that would be smart in this case, I think. So trust your judgment. If your judgment says, oh my God, we have to do business, then do it. All right? You're going to be on point. All right? Now, the next week over the 13th through the 19th of April, we have the Four of Wands. We have a mind meld. This is something where you and somebody else are getting on the same page, feeling really smart, feeling very capable. You're finishing each other's sentences. Oh my goodness, maybe you're getting on the same page with this person. It's, like I said, it's not going to go fast, so maybe you're slowly becoming a person who's going to do business with this person, and you have a nice little mind meld. This could also be, for some of you, an opportunity to think about the structure of your education. Some of you will be thinking about getting some more education, going back to school. Others, not so much. Others might be using that knowledge that you've already gained from school to create a foundation for yourself, all right? A foundation of ideas. But also there's a real likelihood that there's a mind meld going on for some of you, so that's very nice. I like that. Yay! And the High Priestess shows that you're blocked from trusting your intuition this week. So if your gut is telling you things are off, they're off, okay? Don't trust it. It isn't about your judgment. It's about your gut, all right? If your gut is telling you, I feel terrible about this, then don't do it, okay? Because it will mess things up. Now then, this deck is funny. It has a couple of extra cards in it that are specific to the major arcana that the artist added because they were feeling pretty excited about that. And this is one of those cards. And it shows up talking about the big vision. So your big vision is your solution, all right? Your solution is talking about the artist. This is the artist card, which is really all about the big picture that you've come up with. And believe me, it's something you create out of the clear blue sky. Because as an artist, that's how they work. They don't necessarily look at something, well, sometimes they look at something else and try and recreate it here. And if that's how you want to go, do it. But at the same time, if that's not how you want to do it, then don't do it, right? You're creating a foundation of ideas. You have this beautiful vision of what you want it to be, and you can work towards creating it. This can be a dream or a goal. And I like that very much for you, that it's coming into clarity. Right? Your dream and goal is coming into clarity. You're really beginning to understand. I mean, you've been going along and doing what you're doing. You knew what you were doing, and you're handling it very well. But the true vision of what it could be, or what it might be, or what it will become, it wasn't clear. But now it's getting clearer, and you're getting very good. Okay? So you're having a clear vision by the middle of April. Huzzah! I love that for you. What is going on for the 20th through the 26th? Ah, yes. Eight of Pentacles. You're working your butt off. You're going to do the physical labor to make the money, to do the stuff. You're doing it. You said, I have a clear vision now. I know exactly where I'm going. Let's go. And now you're working at it. You're just going to physically get after it. And I really appreciate that, because you're going to get paid. There will be money to be made, and you're going to be taking care of it. Good job. Well done. Now, realize with all this work going on this week, the Lovers is blocking you, meaning that relationships of any kind right now are going to be a little tight, a little tough, a little bit more difficult than you were expecting. So be aware of that and understand that, because it's going to get in the way. Like, you may want to make contact with this person and say, hey, cool, 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 let's do Friday. Or I'm real busy this week, so I really want to get together with you after this week is over. It's going to be too much grinding for me to do anything in between. Or maybe you'll just work out a real quick interaction, a quick meal or something like that. But it won't be a big deal, and they'll understand and be on the same page, hopefully, because it is a block. If you try to stay focused on your relationship right now, it will stop things. The Lover's card can also represent a partnership of sorts, so be aware that if you're working here and doing your thing, trying to do something as a partnership, might be difficult, okay? It might not work as well. It might block you from keeping going with what you're doing. So be aware of that. This is a solo mission. You might want to try not to get into a situation where you've made promises to your partner and can't fulfill them. That will make trouble. And of course we have the Five of Pentacles showing that, oh yeah, your solution this week is all about making sure your money is working as hard as you are. So double check your money, make sure your money is working where it should and doing what it needs to do. And we want that for you, okay? So do pay attention to what's happening with your money at this time. If it's working as hard as you are, everything is good, right? Any other investments you're working on are all going to come together, okay? Cool. Now then, let's talk about the final week of April, the 27th through May 3rd, all right? Ooh, we're jumping right into something new. We have the Fool. I love that for you. You're absolutely going to get started with something new. Maybe it's a new way of doing things. Maybe it's a new contract that you're working on, right? A new individual project within the job that you already have. Or it could be a new relationship, or it could be a new endeavor, which could be something completely different. It's like, oh, I've been doing all of this over here. Now I'm going to go dig a pool. Ta-da! It's like something completely outside the realm of your usual self. Something completely different, spontaneous and unplanned. Be aware that it could be very beneficial to you to do this. I like this very much. All right. Now then, what's blocking you? The Four of Swords. The Four of Swords speaks to the foundation of your power. The fact that you like things a certain way, and what the foundation is, and how you control things in most cases in various parts of your world. Trying to be too controlling as you're trying to be spontaneous could be a problematic. So if you can release your need to be in control while you're doing something spontaneous, you'll have a much better time, and it will actually come out better, all right? So go with the flow. When you jump off the cliff, you're going to go with the flow. You're not going to try and like make everything do exactly what you think it should do, because it's going to be different than you think when you're getting down there, okay? Because you just jumped. You don't have all the answers to what's happening back there. So cool. All right. Now, our solution this week is the Knight of Swords. Interestingly, as we said, release your control over certain things, and now you're fighting for your power. Isn't that hilarious? My goodness, Leo. Just couldn't let it go for too long now, could you? All right, try and postpone this little project till later, because it might be a solution. I mean, your foundation of power is blocked in this new project. Someone has said, we'll let you start, but we're not going to let you be in charge. And you're like, okay, this is awkward and uncomfortable. I know that I'm the best person for this job, and I know that I'm better suited to be in charge than other people. So now you're putting that energy out there, and you're going to be fighting for your power in the end. So interesting, an interesting way to finish. All right, so let's go ahead and save these cards off to one side, as we like to do, so we can come back to them, because I like to reuse them in the next videos for the rest of the month. That way, the overview is just the beginning, not a one-off where we get completely unassociated readings later. These are all completely associated readings. Haha. So here we have these three cards. We're going to go ahead, and we're talking, of course, about March 30th through the 5th. And I have this pre-programmed deck right here. We're going to go ahead and go deep right here, right now. Let's add more cards right away. It'll give us more clarity and depth on what's happening with this particular reading for the week. All right, so yes, we have the King of Cups, which is that emotionally based fella who is very squared away and not too whiny or upsetting or drama oriented, but he's very comfortable with his feelings and he's good with it. So he's here and he's talking to us. He's showing us what's what. We're feeling very comfortable knowing that he's around because he's emotionally available in a very nice way. I like that. Ooh, the Chariot. Things are on the move this week, okay? This could be your job that moves or the location of your home that moves. So there's something is moving, something big is moving. Basically, this represents change. So if neither one of those things is physically moving or you're not planning a trip, then by all means there's a lot of personal change going on. You might be thinking big thoughts inside and making decisions about, well, you know, maybe I need to change my whole attire situation. Maybe I want to change how I dress. Maybe I want to change other things. Maybe it's important. I feel like whatever you're working on changing, you're going to be talking to him about it, and he's going to be willing to listen. He's going to be like, all right, cool, I got you. And of course, fighting for your heart's desire is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is here saying you want to fight for what you want and what you care about the most, and it's going to be very interesting for you to have this opportunity as all this big change is happening to fight for what you want. You're like, okay, big changes are happening and I want it my way, and that's how it's going to go, all right? And that's important for you to step up and say, hey, this is how I want it to go. This is what I care about. This is what I care about the most in all of the stuff that's happening and moving and changing. This is what I care about the most, all right? Very nice. Now we have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is blocking you, right? So this is always a card. So not sharing anything that you know about that gives you power, right? So you've been given empowering information. It's in the way of you doing what's next. Maybe it's something about how if I stay here 2 days longer than I should, then I'm going to have to pay an extra fee. But if I don't mention it, I can get out of here without having to pay that fee because they won't remember. Ta-da! So one of those kinds of things where you're going to try and, I don't know that you're pulling one over on anybody, but I feel like it's to your benefit not to talk about it, right? You know about it, you understand about it, and if you talk about it, you might pay a penalty of some sort. So just be aware that it's that kind of information. Now the Two of Swords has shown up, and it's also blocked. The Two of Swords typically is about having fear about something that is unnecessary because it's actually safe and fine and proper. And because this is operating in reverse right now and you're blocked by this information, I'm going to say that there might be something that you should actually pay a little more attention to. Well, what I'm getting is that there may be a reason for you to be a little fearful, okay? So even as you're working this out and trying to do something here that's a little sideways, you're going to find yourself feeling a little nervous and upset about it, but it's okay. I think you're going to work it out just great, okay? Knight of Pentacles, fighting for your worth and value in this process is a little different than you thought also. So you shouldn't fight for your worth and value. Do be a little bit nervous as you're working it out, and try not to talk about this thing unless you want to end up paying for it all, okay? So be aware that you can do all of these big changes, but you don't want to get yourself into another pickle, all right? Cool. So let's talk now about the solution. The solution is other people are seeing you expanding, and they want to see you expand, and they're talking about you and how far you can go and where they want to see you end up. And so they're rooting for you and planning and plotting ways and means to give you business and more money, okay? So that's great. I love that. Good job. That could be empowering information. And if you try and put them in parameters or something too soon, it would stop them, or like try and control that situation too soon, it might stop them from wanting to talk to you. So just go easy. And the Justice card is, of course, trying to keep things fair in the process. So you may find that for you, as a solution to keep things fair, you may have to do something else, right? We have the Four of Pentacles showing up as your final solution card, reminding you that the foundation of your finances is at issue here. So finding ways and means to make this fair for everybody and keep everybody on point. You may end up paying the extra. But make sure you get paid also, right? Make sure you're getting paid in the process. Everybody gets paid, right? So it's good. Everybody's going to get what they need, and everyone will be all right. Okay, I like that. That's good. All right, Leo, we're going to go ahead and pull you a card from the messages from the Cosmic Oracle. Dun, 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 dun. What do we got? That's the one. All right, Leo. Let's see what we have for you. What has your inner voice been asking of you? Question mark. Listen and act. So what's your inner voice been asking of you? Listen and act. All right. So we've been talking to our inner self. Our inner self has a conversation going with you. And yeah, you have ideas. You're a little nervous. You're a little nervous. And you're not wanting to tell all the secrets, and you probably shouldn't. It's good. I like this. So pay attention to your inner self. It knows what's going on. All right. So I'm going to put this right here. Remember, harmony is your goal. Harmony is the goal for everything that's going on around you. And I think you're really quite on the way to making harmony here. It's going to be all right. Okay. You need a pocket full of rocks. Let's get you some rocks, Leo. All right. We have black tourmaline. We have a blue lace agate and a blue apatite. All right, very nice. So black tourmaline is going to keep you grounded and very, very centered and squared away on the planet. You're not feeling woo-woo and flighty at all, so that's nice. That's okay. That's pretty good for you, Leo. Fire signs need to stay grounded as much as they can because the air gets us all woohoo and fiery. So it's important as we're creating harmony in our lives to stay grounded. So, and the blue lace agate is about communication, clear communication, very nice. I like clear communication because it's a throat stone, a 5th chakra stone, very nice. We are definitely doing that good thing. We're making sure that everything is going well in the communication zone. We're also having healing words come out of our throat. We have blue apatite, and it's a healing stone within our throat, and it helps us use healing words clearly to heal any situation that gets a little screwy or a little awkward or a little uncomfortable, okay? So be aware that this secret may need to come out at some point because it's blocking you to keep a secret, maybe. So keep that in mind. This is potentially an issue where you'll have the information and you'll be keeping it to yourself for a minute. But if somebody calls you out saying, hey, I heard about da-da-da-da-da, and you're like, oh, okay, how do you want to approach that? Or you accept the information, maybe try not to look surprised. Oh, really? Or do look surprised, right? Oh, really? Really? I hadn't heard that. How do you want to approach that situation? So then you're not revealing that you already knew, and then it'll be out there in the open, and presto changeo, you'll be able to move forward with that, okay? And you're like, okay, cool. So let me let me pay for part of that, and you pay for part of that, and we'll work it out, okay? And that way everybody's being treated fairly in the process, but the answers are out in the open, and nobody's pretending that they don't know stuff, right? I know it's sometimes fun to try and get things done and be below the surface with some of the knowledge we have, but sometimes we have to be more upfront And this one's starting to look like you might want to be more upfront, and you won't be as afraid. If you're telling the truth from the start, you won't have to follow the lie, correct? All right, so we'll put those rocks down right there. And let's look at the mystery card we have. Dun, dun, dun. Ooh, we got the moon. Very cool. Talking about your dreams and goals, all right? We want you to pay attention to what you're dreaming about and what your goals are. Where do you want to get to? How do you want to get there? Do you want to be the person who has wreckage in your past, as in, I stepped all over this guy and I stepped all over that guy to get here? Or do you want to have partners in crime who are like, hey, I helped that guy along and I helped that guy along and then I helped that guy along, and so now I can always go back and call on them when I'm in a pickle or I need something. They'll always come back and help me because we've helped each other along. We don't have to hang out all the time, and we don't have to help each other all the time nonstop. But we are in a position where we can work on that dream and goal and keep things moving in the right direction. All right? Very cool. I like that for you. I'm going to put that right there. Wonderful news. Leo, you don't have to carry these rocks if you don't want to. If you do decide that you want to carry those rocks, please comment below and let me know what you got. All right? And how is it working for you? We'll have a conversation. And if you want to carry something else, please let me know what you got. Then we can have a conversation about that too. It's fun for me to talk to you all about that stuff, so let me know how the readings are working and if you like them. Let me know if you like the new deck and how much you want to see more of it. I'd really appreciate any input you have. That would be great. I'm excited to see you all at the fair, wherever I see you. My whole schedule is there in the description box below, along with all the decks and everything else. So don't forget to look in the description box for all kinds of information, including ways and means to reach me if you want a private reading. All right? Thank you so much for being here, and we will talk next week about the 6th through the 12th. All right? Thank you so much, Leo.